All right, good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. Around here, say a lot how we love finding new music from all over the musical spectrums. If you're into vocalists doing amazing things from either very young ages or just doing things that didn't know was humanly possible, we have playlists full of stuff like that. We're going to be getting back to some pretty incredible vocalists as well as some other bands that we've been following. We have playlists of, and we're also going to be kind of combining some playlists because we have some playlists of some excellent guitarists like Alit Bata and other artists that I think I also want to put in a playlist together of just phenomenal guitar players using just an incredible amount of skill, talent, and dynamics going on in their playing. And I could go on and on and on about the styles and what they're doing and all the technical jargon. But why don't we check out some more? This is now probably butchering all this. Tomatito with Rumba De La Lira. Now this is another, I believe this is going to be in the flamenco style, which we just did one, if you haven't seen that, which really shows how that's been kicked up a notch. There's a lot of Polish artists that I don't think get enough credit because they really, from either vocalists, guitarists, piano players, all that, they really have such a vast and an amazing musical culture that it's just really inspiring to check out. So definitely check that out. And let's check this out right here is Tomatito with Rumba De La Lira. I hope something close to that. Strings like me, like a psychopath would. Loving all the subtleties in this. So that was like an intro, kind of. Very cool. Those boxes the other percussionist is using there, those are surprisingly expensive. He plays with all the big fingers. incredible. Thank you. See, now, the way he's holding is more akin to like the way a bassist would play. And see. They're having fun too. Awesome. Way cool. Now, one of the cool things about nylon strings, and that's why I made the it's funny how, like, I used to like having an electric guitar. Floyd Rose was when I first learned when I was young that, wow, I could break a string and just bring it down because of how it's got this double locking system. So it's like you always wanted to just kind of leave your strings long, because usually when you break a string, it breaks down by the bottom pickup. So you could just, bring it down. Much the same way with the way a nylon string is done. You could see where it's like knotted at the end and then brought up, and of course he's leaving them long so he can just, I'm sure with his style of playing too now, and that's what I want to talk about. his finger style is something that I could probably approach a little easier than when they're using all of, and I'm sure he does that as well. I just think that just this song, he, does it in this style, um, that not knowing. But see, like with me, for instance, I'm not some guitar savant. I know my way around a guitar. But like when it comes to like not playing a pick, I'm kind of like constricted brain wise. It will take a lot more practice. But just offhand, like I can play with a couple of fingers. But to incorporate all of them, then it starts to get like relearning how to do everything all over again. It's like, oh, okay, so now this finger is going to be resigned to this string, and every string in a way almost has its own pick, and and I love how this other gentleman over here with the red guitars, if I can find him. Yeah, right here with the red guitar. I love how he switches from one to the other, and it really kind of shows you the difference. Playing with a pick, obviously you get a lot of times you'll get a lot sharper hits or whatnot, but at the same time, you can't pluck like two chords at the same time that are on either end of the spectrum. So you couldn't pluck like the two bottom, the bottom and the top string, or the third string. You can't do any of that unless you lose the pick. Now to go from playing with a pick and then playing back to two, that's for me that's impressive. And I love how they're all in agreement that we're just going to look to him. Like even the drummer is looking to him for the timing. Like usually the drummer, and they're all going off. This is a vibe thing. They're really, doing some excellent playing. These boxes are surprisingly expensive. Like I'm sure there's, you can get them, on the cheap, but they were a lot pricier than I thought they would be for what they are. But I have noticed them used a lot more as of late, like the past five years or so. I've seen them more in performances, acoustic performances. I remember on the streets of like Boston and stuff, when you walk down, you see a lot of street performers and stuff, and you'll see a lot of those. But again, just surprisingly, you can, if you're a good woodworker, you could make one, and they're beautiful instruments, and it seems so simple, but there is a lot, kind of to them. Very, very neat instrument. Just for a wooden box, it's more than just a wooden box. Now, like these clear pick guards, because you can't even really tell they're there until you like see them by chance. Very cool. Now I had seen a guitar like that before, but I wasn't really thinking of why that would be like that. And then, it occurred to me, well, duh, they're also picking thumb, everything's being used. So, and especially, and with like a lot of the newer intricate guitarists that are just playing, some of these incredible pieces and playing in this enhanced flamenco style that is just, and they also play a lot of the percussion. You see a lot of these guitarists just using that instrument to its fullest of potentials. And, I love just the whole groove of this, and it just had such a fun feel. It has like this jazzy feel, but at the same time you can feel the that Spanish vibe coming through. I just I'm a fan of it, and I've really been loving finding all these different artists that are really, it's just when you thought you were good at playing guitar, then you discover flamenco and realize you don't know anything about playing guitar. Um, it's a style that you really have to be. It's something you really have to dedicate a lot of time, a lot of hours, lots of practice to get all this down, and to make it just seem so effortless. And that's just it too. They, these are people that they've come to a point to where, this, they know their instruments so well. They know all the scales so well that it's just, they travel across that pickboard, fingerboard, like it's, just a piece of butter, and they really, inspire one to get more creative with, your style of playing. At least with me, it's made me want to try different, things, or my own version of these types of things. I will also add, one of the first guitars I ever had as a little kid was, and I think I mentioned this in a video, was a Spanish acoustic. Because I was a little kid, and this guitar, it was like even reaching around it to get to the strings and then hold on to them. Now this guitar was an antique by the time I had gotten to it, and probably it was at the stages where, unless a professional got their hands on it, it wasn't something you should really be playing a whole lot. It was meant to have nylon strings on it, but it had steel strings put on it. And the action was like, it felt like you had to push it down 5 inches before it hit the fingerboard. And especially being a little kid with, very little dexterity, it made me appreciate my electric guitar a whole lot more. But yeah, that is also where one builds dexterity, is, with guitars, that, working your way up, cheaper guitars and stuff, when you first start out, their action ain't the best. And then by the time you get your hands on a really good guitar with some really nice action, you're all over it, because now you can lend that dexterity to really moving around. And it just feels all that much more easy to do things that you might have struggled to do before. This is just incredible stuff. I can't wait to compile all this together and really have a nice playlist to just sit back to. This is the reason, beautiful beaches were invented. There were, somebody looked around and they were like, well, we need some awesome music for this, because this is beautiful. And it's exactly, what I would want, to hear, living, in a tropical area, and going to, like, pubs and stuff that are on the beach and stuff like that. You get to hear a lot of different musics that are like this, or fall in this vein, unless there's like a live band playing. That's usually just covers. But I would really, I recall in my younger years seeing players like this before I even knew what this, and just being in such amazement and just staring at their fingers. And I'm one of them people, when I go to a show, it's like I'm watching the guitarist's hands. It's like I'm probably not looking at the same things everybody else is looking at. But yeah, oh wow, did you see that? No, I was too busy trying to check watch his hands to see what chords he was using. But yeah, this is just some beautiful stuff. I look forward. I'm gonna be looking forward and to finding some acts like this in my area, because I know there's going to be a lot to find, and really see some of this up close and personal, and being able to come back and share it with the class, and even interviews and stuff like that. We got a lot more stuff like that planned for the channel as well. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna definitely be checking more out from this artist or these artists, and obviously we're gonna be going more down this just phenomenal rabbit hole of just incredibly phenomenal guitarists. And if like I said, if finding music and all that is what you're into, you might want to take a look around. We have like just playlists of new music and just all sorts of bands that I really encourage you to check out, and different styles and different kinds of music that, you know, even if it isn't your cup of tea, I guarantee you will still appreciate what you see. And I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but yeah, should use that in a song sometime. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is some brilliant stuff. I really I'm looking forward to digging into all the awesome suggestions you all have been leaving. Please suggest more artists, and you know, I like the you know, being overwhelmed with an abundance of greatness to check out, and this is going to be cool putting this playlist together. So hope you are having a great day. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of awesome stuff to dig into in the musical worlds, and then some. So definitely take a look around the channel. Let me know what you think. Maybe hit the subscribe button, press a like button or two, and definitely we'll have you all linked up with all these artists, and go tell them what you think, and go down your own musical rabbit holes and let me know what you find, and come share it with the class. Have a great day out there, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.